Good morning. So it's the day after, it's Friday. This trade recap is for Thursday. I marked out these zones yesterday morning. Everything from the charts was marked out yesterday morning, but I didn't get to film my Trading Diaries episode yesterday. But price action was not it. Like, it didn't do anything. So, as you can see, I marked out this level yesterday morning. I marked out this level as well, and these are the three levels. You can see, like, it moved like half the amount that it moved yesterday. So, definitely wasn't a good day to trade. So, I'm definitely glad that my strategy didn't allow me to trade, especially considering that this was for Thursday. So, Wednesday, I got my winning trade, and I could have, like, come into the market and been like, yep, time to force some entries, time to make more money because obviously I'm never wrong, right? Because I just want to trade because like I'm super smart and because I want to trade that one time, I'm totally gonna win a million more trades, right? Like I just love to I might sound a little bit psychotic right now, but like I like to reenact like the bad trader in me because obviously I'm not perfect. I still have these temptations to do all these like awful things to my trading. But I feel like by reenacting like the bad trader in me, I can stop myself and be like, I sound so stupid. And it helps keep me accountable as backwards and twisted as that sounds. But yeah, I don't know. I recommend trying it. Like don't hate it until you try. I don't know what that saying is, but yeah. So I'm glad that my strategy didn't give me anything, and we had that nice movement from what day was this? Wednesday. It was right at the bottom. We had this nice movement from Wednesday, and then obviously it hasn't moved since, so we can kind of see like the impact that I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Hold on. Okay. Where do I even start? Like, nothing happened. Like, literally nothing happened. I'll tell you guys what I wanted to see because I feel like that will give you guys a bit more perspective. Actually, why don't I just zoom out so you guys can see the whole picture? So, let me run you through the narrative of what happens, which I love in my strategy. I can run you through it in the narrative of everything. So, I'm going to use my little arrow tool because I love using it to explain. Oh, this little thing is in the way. That's annoying. Okay. So price made an all-time high here and then it dropped down and then it failed to make an all-time high in terms of wicks and then it broke below this low. This was causing an indication to the downside. I never took this indication though because it was still trading within this range. You can see that price bounced off of this area previously, so this is an area of support. It's not just a price bearish below level. So there's a lot of buyers sitting here and a lot of sellers sitting here. So we can see that price made this indication. I had shorted off of all-time highs previously and I failed, so I didn't want to do it again. I wanted to seek extra confirmation, extra direction. So we saw that price broke here. It made that correction. It corrected, and it actually corrected past these previous all-time highs by a wick. It barely went past. The buyers were really trying to push it up, but sellers again kicked in throughout this whole level. Sellers kicked in, pushed price all the way down. Price made a continuation, but in my eyes, it made a new indication because we had this very clear swing low now, a very clear swing high, and now we have this very clear break of a low. This is a wick, so it's a little bit different when it comes to breaking low, but this was a full push down and price is fully broken past that. So it's made this indication. It made this somewhat correction, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take an entry here because it hasn't gone past that previous level. So I marked out this new level. I didn't use this wick down here because if you look at it, that's a shooting star. And I was like, you know what? This is such an outlier. I scaled down all the way time frames and each time frame was just giving me this massive wick. I'm like, this is an outlier. I'm just going to mark these candle closes as that low. So I marked the candle closes here and I just let go of this whole setup here. And this kind of told me that, okay, buyers aren't strong because it wasn't able to push all the way up. Sellers were able to push all the way down with barely any retracement. This retracement didn't even push back, even to the equilibrium of this range. Like, it didn't do that. I don't trade at equilibriums, but I know that, equilibrium is the 50% of the blah, 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 blah. Like, I know that. It's probably done like a quarter of the way, so it's barely retraced. And then sellers kicked back in. It made this new indication, ignoring this one here. It made this new indication. It made a correction back to that level, and then it made this continuation. I took this trade, this whole 1 hour candle. I took. Now, is that giving me that nice long that long trade that you want to take where you want to take a trade from up here all the way down? No, it obviously doesn't, but I was taking low hanging fruit. This is my indication level. Price corrected. It formed a very, very, very nice market structure. Like, the market structure was so clean. You can see it's done just a straight move up and a straight move down. When you scale into time frames, it's literally done lower highs, lower lows, and higher highs, higher lows. Like, it was so clean. But anyway, and then we can see prices again made this low. It's made a higher low, no, a lower high, and that's made a higher low and a higher high, and now it's just started this bullish market structure here. We can kind of see that there's a level of support here, and I don't know, that's to mark out later on because obviously this is today's price action, but we can see that price is barely moved here. We'll scale down, but to give you an idea about what I wanted to see, I wanted to see price, to take a trade, I wanted to see price break this low and continue on this down trade, retrace, make that bullish structure so I could take an entry and then ride that indication. Again, we can see there's strong buyers here because price hit it here, bought up, hit it here, bought up, hit it here, bought up. Excuse me. And then again, the sellers here, they're not as strong as the buyers down here because we had multiple touch points, but the sellers are definitely kicking in at this level. So now we want to be looking at this range here. We no longer really care about this range. This is the most recent, most relevant range. And yeah, price just sold to here, bounced up, bought up. It's kind of consolidating. Now, if price does this for the Friday, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be like, just annoyed because I can't take any entries. But the only other entry that I was waiting for after this price action for yesterday was for price to form higher highs and make an indication, correction, and continuation. That's what I wanted to see. Either an indication to the downside or indication to the upside. Of price never did that. I'm okay with that because I didn't want to be rushing into the next trade after I just took a win, because I know that statistically that's how a lot of beginners lose their trades, or a lot of traders in general. Like, they'll take a win for the day and they'll be like, yep, I'm good, I'm a great trader, let me go capture some more profit. Now, that's definitely not what I'm trying to do right now, not at all. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to explain on here. Like, nothing happened at all. And I mean, if you took a trade in these market conditions, good for you, hopefully you won it. But for me, again, I'm okay with not taking a trade here because there's just nothing's really moving. Like, obviously it's moving bullish, we can see that, but it hasn't broken past anything. There's no real telling as to who's in control. It's come back down to this back up to this resistance level, it consolidated, rejected off of it. Like, there's nothing to really tell me what's happening at this point and to tell me who's in control on a higher time frame. And like, yes, we can look at the high time frame and be like, oh yeah, bears are in control because the price is pushing down, but we're at all-time highs. So obviously buyers have been in control all this time. So just because the bears are in control for this small portion of time, what about all of this? Actually, let me give you a visual representation. Maybe we should move to the 4 hours so it's not as ugly. Okay. No, I'm not a pro. I'm not trying to preach this to you guys, by the way. I'm just like saying what I see. And obviously, like, by documenting my journey online, I get a lot of people who are like, oh, your strategy is like crap because you don't get a million entries. And I totally get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to argue because I get it. But at the same time, I like working with the higher time frames because it gives you a bigger picture. So anyway, we can see that bulls were in control this whole time. That's all the bulls. This is where the bears were in control. Like, look at that difference. And that's just me. That's just how I look at it. Like, everyone's going to look at it differently. And, like, once the bears take control past this level, because we can see this is, like, a very significant swing low, that's when I can look, okay, yeah, like, you know, bulls are probably getting in control. But price is already consolidating here. We can see how strong these wicks are to the upside, like, or wicks to the downside. Like, look at that wick buy up, wicked buy up, wicked buy up. And price is like staying like on the more higher side of this range. I'm not trying to say that gold is going to be bullish forever, because it's definitely not. What goes up has to come down, but this is just from the perspective that I'm looking at it, from a beginner's perspective. So take that with a grain of salt. But this is just like how I've learned to read the higher time frame and read like, and Sky talks about positioning yourself properly. So this is like why I'm positioning myself with the bulls even though I took a sell the other day. I took a sell and that's where I won, but that was when I knew that sellers were in control. We had this movement, we had this big buy up, and then we had a movement here, like that buy up that was kind of what's it called? What's it called? What's it called? Oh, like I can't think of it. It kind of like clashes with itself that claim, but like we had a buyer, but at the same time we had a sell off, and price sold all the way down there. So we have some really strong sellers, in the markets, and then price just broke straight past that, made a whole new indication and a lower high. So I'm like, yeah, okay, sellers are in control. Right now, I can't see who's in control until price breaks below here. Once price breaks below here, I can see who's in control. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I promise you guys, I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. I'm not trying to act like I'm like, I'm the maker of the markets. I know like what price is gonna do because I check the 4 hour. No, I'm not trying to do that at all. I just want to tell you guys like this is why I am so happy with being patient in trades, because I don't want to jump into trades for no reason. I want to see who is in control, and I don't know if I think I might have like cut myself off and started talking about something else, but this guy talks about positioning yourself properly in the markets and seeing that, okay, who's actually in control, and make sure you position yourself in the right way so that you're able to be on the right side of the market. Anyway, let's have a look at the DXY because that is something that I've been following. So we can see that, yeah, yesterday wasn't a good day to trade. It just bought up and then it went back to close at the same time. So what's that? It's basically like a doji. Like there's no real, the price didn't move anywhere. So I'm definitely glad I didn't trade it today. I'm definitely glad. But today, we'll see what price does today. It looks like it's going up, but it also formed pretty much equal highs here, so price didn't go anywhere. So yeah, it looks like, again, like price is going up from this point, but how far up is it going? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be completely bullish until it breaks past this dynamic resistance level and forms a higher high. That's what I want to see. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to delete the line. That's funny. But yeah. Again, I don't really have that much to say. What is this? Yes. Yes. Okay, we got a new trend line. Or dynamic support line, whatever you want to call it. That's cool. I'm gonna leave that there. And not that it changes the way the markets are gonna move. We have this on gold. Okay. We have a cross of that dynamic support on gold. So this is definitely putting me in the position of thinking, okay, gold might be reversing here. It did have a reaction off of this dynamic support level, I'll give it that, but the touch points from this level has only been at the start of this range. That's why it's so lightly faded. These are the ones that I cared about the most, these two lines here. Prices crossed and closed below, and it's tried to go up, it hasn't closed back above. So I'm definitely more in the mindset of it's probably going to go bearish. Again, this low right here would be great to see being crossed because it's showing like where the swing low is. Can I move this? It's showing where the swing low is for the daily time frame, and obviously the higher the time frame, the more power it holds, says literally everyone. Okay, we're going to leave it like that, and I want an alert when price crosses below. I should really be waiting until the weekly analysis, but I'm gonna be real. I can see it on the chart. Why did I not mark it out? Like, I film this content to document my journey, and like, I don't want to be like messing up my trading in order to get good content, because that wouldn't be authentic. But anyway, that's that. So that's interesting. That definitely does lead me to think that the bears are in control. But we've been pushing all-time highs, so it's a little bit of a gamble. Like, unless the market structure and price action is like ridiculously clear, which is not. So, in saying that, it's a bit of a gamble. This didn't feel like a gamble to me. But anyway, I already broke down that trade, so let me not like break down a million times. Let's journal this trade recap and yeah, okay. We have that morning analysis that I did, so let's do a trade recap. We got the instrument. The instrument was gold. I really love to go and get a coconut water, and I might go get some fruit once I do my morning analysis in this. And then the setup opportunity observed, none. Price never broke any levels. Risk if trade was taken, no trade was taken, so I can leave that bit out. Emotions, I was just feeling great because I won a trade, but was completely content with sitting out today to preserve capital unless a great opportunity showed itself. That's generally how I felt. It sounds like complete that she's lying, she just wants to look good, but no, I was so chill with like I said, like I like to talk to myself from that point of view of like a bad trader, and going into the markets being like, yeah, I need to take a trade, like yeah, let's win some more. I've been trading for a solid 3 months, like yeah, we're in profit, like let's grab some more. It would have been silly. That's a story I've heard a lot of TikTok traders talk about, because obviously my TikTok is all trading, so I hear a lot of people being like, I blew my account. My phone vibrated. I hear a lot of people being like, I blew my account, I made this mistake, and I'm not trying to make the same mistakes. So, yeah. Did I follow my plan? Yes, I did. Mistakes noticed. I didn't do my backtesting. Or daily routine, unfortunately. So I'm going to give myself an 8, because I think it was really good of me to not go into the market, and seeing the way the market moved, I'm so glad that I didn't decide to move around my alerts to try and get an alert hit. None of my alerts went off, so I didn't trade. Oh, it's raining. I don't want to go and get fruit and a coconut water anymore. I really wanted to go out, but whatever. Key takeaways from today. If my alerts don't go off, then don't trade. It's better that way, because I could be caught in bad market conditions. What else do better tomorrow? My routine. Even though tomorrow, that's today. Today I gotta do my routine. Okay, let's take a screenshot of the setup. I feel like that's got a really whack picture of, oh my gosh, that is not a flattering photo of my face. Let's smile so that my weekly recap looks cute. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. That was like the most like BS like faked smile I've ever seen myself do, and I never want to see it again, because that was not it. Yeah, I didn't like that. It's fine though. How do I... So weird. Okay. Oh. I just have to have that perfect. Alright. That was my day. I hope you guys had a great trading day. Let me know how your trading day went. I'm sorry that this video was so long. I definitely did ramble a lot. Please don't take anything that I've said the wrong way. Like, I've just learned things from the people who I learned things off of. I've learned things to do with trading psychology, why traders fail. So I've just taken what I've learned and what I've seen, even from TikTok traders where I've seen them make the same mistakes, and I've really tried to position myself differently. And yeah, I'm not a pro. I'm still learning myself. And yeah, I'm not trying to say that I know it all. I just am really trying to stick with what I learned and not allow my bad beginner trader mindset to take over and drive me and my account into negatives. So yeah, don't take anything that I said the wrong way. I'm still learning. I'm still a beginner. And yeah, not really anything else I have to say. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great trading day, and I'll see you guys later today. Bye.